The Democratic Socialists of America may have a new takeover target: New York City schools. The New York Post reports that the DSA wants to usher in a new curriculum change for the city's public school system, saying kids should be educated in a, quote, democratic socialist frame. DSA members reportedly believe Mayor Mamdani could help get their policies over the finish line. Let's bring in David Marcus. He is a Fox News digital columnist. Is this a real, a likely thing, David, or is this just, pie in the sky from the DSA?
I mean, look, in New York City, it might be a likely thing. The DSA is extraordinarily powerful in Gotham these days. It just showed that it's much more powerful than the old Democratic establishment led by figures like Hakeem Jeffries. So, yeah, I mean, if I lived in New York, I'd be worried about this. I will say, though, that this is not the kind of thing that plays very well in the rest of the country. And, you and I talked last week, or I think I talked to somebody else last week, about being in Michigan, being in Detroit, being in some of the heartland. And I believe we're now finding out that this is really a problem out there. And I think Abdul El-Sayed's candidacy is suffering because of it. And I think across the board, people are waking up to the idea that the DSA just has some really nutty ideas. Well,
here is one of the quotes about this whole process. This is about Maureen Fadem. This is from the New York Post. Maureen Fadem, a professor working for a City University of New York school, called for kids to be educated in a democratic socialist frame and to be taught the godfathers of communism, Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, despite their writing inspiring some of the most murderous dictators in history, from Stalin to Mao. The DSA educators vowed to use their connections to fellow socialist Mayor Zoran Mamdani to get their agenda through, and also conspired to use upcoming contract negotiations to realize their far-left goals. The fact that they've got Mamdani in there, they're hoping to lean on him to get their program in the nation's largest public school system. Is that possible?
Sure. I mean, yeah, it is possible. I think the question that we have to ask about this, right, is how are we supposed to teach the country's history to our children? Are we supposed to teach it in a completely neutral way, in which the United States is one player, the Soviet Union was another player, who knows who was right, who knows who was wrong? Are we supposed to teach it the way we traditionally have, that capitalism was right and proven to be right, the United States was proven to be right? Or do we do what these people want to do, which is, as they say, frame history around the United States being the bad guy? I think that's a horrible idea, but it gets a lot of play in New York City. I mean, it really does. Wealthy, college-educated white kids who feel like they don't get paid enough for their, whatever jobs they do with their gender studies degrees, they love this stuff. Immigrant voters tend to love this stuff. So absolutely, it's got a shot to happen.
You wrote a piece for Fox News Digital, which ran on Thursday, and the headline reads, "In Middle America, DSA policies, socialist politics, ages like milk." You touched on that earlier. The fact is, maybe on the coasts, some of these leftist ideas seem to be taking root, but you don't think it's spreading across the center of the country?
No, I don't. And I think that they have another problem as well, which is that their modus operandi is really a three-step process. Number one is their constant grinding ground game that just never stops, and that's protests, that's registering voters, that's eventually harvesting votes, right? Step two is introducing these nutty characters to far left TikTok and social media and podcasts. Step three, which happens very, very late, often like 3 weeks, even a week before Election Day in the primaries, is finally these people are introduced to broader society. But by that time, there's really not time to kick the tires. The problem for them is that Senate races don't work that way. And El-Sayed is now going through the batting order of the media several times, and he's not getting away with, you're asking the wrong question when he's asked about his previous stance of abolishing the police, for example. He's getting his feet held to the fire. And that's going to happen increasingly to these candidates as you get more DSA people out there nationally saying abolish the Senate, abolish the presidency, and let's live in a parliamentary system, or whatever it is that they want.
David Marcus, you can read his work on Fox News Digital. He is a prolific writer there. David, thank you.
Thanks.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.